welcome to another episode of the Question and
I
Answer
was
Show.
doing a weird Richard Nixon peace sign at the time.
I just assumed that
I
was
didn't know
what
we
you
were
do to
starting.
like to try and throw me off.
Were you really doing a peace sign?
I just did some weird stretch, but for some reason, on the way down, I was doing like two peace signs. I have no idea why.
That people
But I
you would
didn't
have to
think-
watch on the YouTube
I
video.
didn't realise we were starting.
The fact that we're starting has no relevance on
I'm
the fact that
keeping
you
going.
would do a peace sign.
It's weird.
Welcome to the Question and Answer
Yeah,
Show.
yeah.
This is the show where Jimmy, Paul, and myself try and work out answers to the questions that you, the listeners, send in. We try and do it the old school way, back in the time before Google, if you remember that, where you had to figure out the answers to all of the life's questions all by yourself. Ready for it?
Nope.
You going to do the Richard Nixon thing again?
Clearly, I'm not ready.
Why are
for
you
it.
not ready? Why?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, here's a good one for
Yeah.
you. How do you know which armrest at the cinema is yours and which belongs to the person next to you?
Oh,
Excellent question.
I know this one.
And this also applies to airplanes as well.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, plain
do you
too,
think
yeah.
we've ever had a question
No, I definitely know this
that
one.
Paul hasn't instantly announced that he knows the answer? Has that ever
Well,
happened?
I don't know which one's mine, but I know which one's definitely not mine.
Oh. So how do you... Well,
Hang on a minute.
doesn't
Is that not
doesn't
the same thing?
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. Okay, so I
So,
know.
no, but by default, if you know which ones aren't yours,
No.
you by default know which one is yours.
You know
No,
what,
I know which ones are definitely not mine, and the other one, well, it might be mine, but it might not be as well.
In case you're wondering why it just got so windy in here, if you're watching it, Toby's
happened?
just like,
Oh,
I don't
Toby
know,
left.
He just,
He
he
just
just left
left.
and he just pushed the set. And
Okay.
it just
so
a big like
not
little
a real
wave
brick,
behind
not a
us.
real brick wall.
What? No. Mind blown.
We're not going through an earthquake.
Okay, so yeah, I know which ones are definitely not mine.
Okay, I'm going to park your theory. at
Yeah,
that
I
one.
want to hear
I'll
yours
come back to it,
last because
yep.
it's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, I think you're going to agree with it.
Okay.
Because what'll happen is Jimmy will come up with an answer. You'll disagree with it.
Yep.
But then you'll say something that sounds remarkably like Jimmy's answer, but
Every
claim it to be
time.
something different.
Every time.
Or should I say mine first? Then?
No. I like the format of the show the way it is.
It works well where you tell
I
me
say
I'm
a
wrong and then
question.
tell me why
Yeah.
you're right with my answer.
It
Okay.
starts out with me saying a question,
Yep.
you saying I know this,
Yep.
and then proceeding on to those
Okay.
other steps.
Ah,
Well, the first thing I want to say is
just
there's
saying I do know
always
it.
someone on there's always someone in the row that wrecks it. Like say everybody goes to the right, okay? So say you're sitting down in the cinema
Yep.
and you go to the right
Yep.
and then you pop your cup in there.
yeah.
Okay, the right. There's always
Yeah.
someone along that row that just goes, I'll put mine in the left.
No,
And just
it's not
wrecks
like
it.
a- it's
And
not
so
like a-
you but you end up if you end up in that seat
not like
where
a-
the person is adhering to the right on your left side, but then the person on your right side bucks the trend and goes on the left.
Well, that's
then all of a
because
sudden you're
There
out
is
of
no
luck.
trend. Either I'm the guy that bucks the trend.
What's
'cause
Paul? Clearly it's Paul.
I don't think there's
So
a
if
trend.
you're,
It's
if
not
you're
like
a left-handed person,
friggin' bread
your,
and butter
your
plate.
beverage is always going to go on the left.
I
isn't it?
100% always. I'm right-handed, just to qualify.
Yeah,
this.
okay, good,
I
good.
100% always go to the right. The
Always?
the right hand
No.
cup holder is my cup. holder.
Okay, what about if your
So
wife's
that's-
sitting towards your left?
And there's a stranger on my right.
Yep.
No, because my wife
Oh,
will
good
put.
question.
No, my
Good
wife will put
question.
it in
Yeah.
that. My wife will go in that one.
Look.
And yeah, because there could be a stranger on her side.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could be
It's gonna be
surrounded
so-
by
It's
Here's
the
how it
same
works.
situation.
Here's how it
We're
works.
all strangers, Paul.
Exactly.
until
How
you
will
meet-
you really know someone?
Stranger's just a friend you haven't met, Jimmy. I can't claim that. That's a Simpsons quote.
Yeah.
So here's how it works. If there's a stranger next to you, that armrest is no one's.
No, that's.
Nope.
So you're already.
No one owns it.
Okay,
No one,
okay, I've got something, a rebuttal, but I'll let
And
you
if
finish.
there's a friend next to you, well, that armrest might be yours.
Okay, so we've got a
But it also
definite
might not
no
be.
and a
You got
might be.
You got a definite no.
Okay, so when is it yours?
He doesn't know the
don't
answer. He did say that. He did actually clarify from the beginning. He knows which
You
ones
only know
aren't
when
yours.
it's not mine.
Okay, so how about this? You go to a packed cinema. You know when a new
I
movie
just
comes
need,
out?
I just need to go continue with Paul's. Paul must just sit with a drink between his legs every movie he goes and sees because he's so worried about the fact that
Actually,
That one's not mine. That one might be mine. I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh.
They're all disqualified.
what?
I'm just going to hold my drink for the
Back
whole time.
before it was allocated seating, I went through there was a little stint there where it was like a bit of a running joke with my wife and I because
You would sit up the front, she'd sit up the back.
no, that wasn't a joke. That was just her. She just
Because she keeps on talking through the movies? Yeah.
No, the like a stranger would come and sit next to me I would say
Like, even if there's heaps of
75%.
space.
Yeah, 75% of the time.
Oh.
Like when it was just unnecessary. Like
Okay,
I
does the same
will
thing happen
avoid
on
a
a-
stranger like the plague.
Oh, what? Of course you will.
Yeah.
Does the same
Will
thing
it?
happen on a bus, like on public transport?
Yeah.
Do people always sit next to you first
No.
before they fill up other seats?
No. It
What
was just a
about
weird,
at a-
weird cinema thing for a while.
What about a urinal? You know, when you got the whole thing like,
that's the worst, isn't it?
and you have like some random who comes stands right,
Right
next to you.
That's,
What
yeah,
I-
the football or something.
Yeah, I
That's-
tell you what, and if it's two, you'll get stage fright if it's two shoulder to shoulder as well.
Oh, and then they'll like fire, they'll just fire on all cylinders like there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I've got I've got no hope. And
You know what? You'll notice this at work.
shoes are getting wet. And
Yeah, you'll notice this at
you
work.
get splashback from your neighbour. It's just
You'll notice this at work. The old guys,
Yeah.
they can't quite cope without with just using a urinal next to you and not talking to you.
don't talk.
No, but
Can't
the
talk.
older you are, the more likely you are to talk.
Yeah, right.
Well, they've got a captive audience, haven't they? You're not going anywhere.
No.
Okay,
the
so we're
question-
going back to the armrest of the cinema.
Yeah.
You're saying if you've got a stranger. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's apply this theory then
Yeah.
to a plane.
Okay.
Or to a packed cinema. You go to
Yeah.
the opening night of a movie that's some Marvel
Plane's
sim-
different. Plane's different because there will not be a USB port on both sides. So let's say you're on the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it's the bit where you've got like it's just two seats, window and aisle.
Yep. No,
Right.
isn't it threes? They're in
So it
threes.
depends what plane it is, right? So
Let's go threes.
my example is really a lot easier with two.
No, but it's more commonly threes. Like,
Okay, fine.
Like a 7+7
Okay,
or
fine. We'll
something.
do threes. All right. So
And
it's
often
window,
3,
middle
5, 3.
aisle.
Yeah.
Window, middle aisle.
Yeah.
There's going to be a USB port or something like if it's not on the screen, it might be on one of the armrests, but it's always going to be. It won't be both. So like window guy and aisle guy.
They're always hitting up the right.
or
aren't
the
they?
left. Yeah, it doesn't matter, but it's always consistent. So you don't get a choice.
You don't get a
It's
choice.
set.
So like back in the day as well, when you had the headphone jack would always be in one side.
Yeah.
Still got a headphone jack. Still a thing.
Do
It's still there. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah. So
All right. So So have you clarified what your position on this
Yeah,
is?
my
Yours-
position is always on the right.
It should always
That's
be on the
not
right.
what
What
I've
about the
always
lefties
wanted.
though?
No, you know what? Just like they're in the minority.
okay, what if
And,
you're sitting against the
When
curtain?
you walk into a computer lab, which side is the mouse always on?
Yep.
Right.
Oh, hang on.
Which-
I might have a new position here.
Oh,
I'm
there's a
telling
turn
you,
for the books.
Yes, I might
things
have.
are streamlined. When you're walking, you always walk on the left. There are streamlined
Yeah, in
situations,
our country,
and this
yeah.
is a
Yeah.
situation where it's always on the right.
I think we need a global education campaign.
It's not always on the right because, and here we go. It's dependent on the seat. If you're sitting against the curtain on the left, do you have an armrest on your left?
Yes, you do.
That's definitely yours.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no one else's.
Yeah.
And if you're sitting on the aisle, in that same
No,
block,
but you've got one on the right as well. So I just think if
yeah.
you're
So
No.
the only time I know that I definitely have one is if I'm sitting on the edge, on the left, and there's one on the left.
So you're-
and it could not possibly be anyone else's. Same as if I'm sitting on the aisle
but
in that same block. It's
there's
the one
always
on the
going to be
right.
someone that ends up with two.
Well, there'll be two people. Curtain guy and aisle guy.
Yeah.
No, he'll get it.
No,
Definitely one.
aisle guy gets one. Curtain guy gets two.
Curtain guy gets.
There's one
definitely
extra.
One.
There's always going to be one
There's
extra.
just one extra. Two people in
Yeah,
a row
there's
don't
only. Yeah,
get
you're
two.
right. There's only. There's,
Yeah.
Okay, so aisle guy and curtain guy definitely get their own.
Everybody gets their own, Paul.
No, one guy gets two.
No, Paul. Everyone
No,
gets their own.
Just
No,
remember,
you've
Paul
got
has his drink sitting between his legs
don't.
because he's paranoid
There are
about.
two
No.
cup holders per.
Doesn't matter.
There's one
Not
on either
everyone gets
side.
one.
You take one, Paul. You
No,
can.
no,
It's
you
okay.
Not if
There
you've got
no,
a
it's
stranger
all
next to you.
right.
Not if you've got a stranger. No one gets it.
And I pity the time when Paul goes into a cinema
No one gets
and he's
it.
sitting between two strangers because then he has absolutely nothing to him.
Well,
So
if it's
I'm
a
going to
popular
stick.
movie, I'm not going to bring a drink, am I?
You don't want to miss the
I'm
last.
going to
like,
stick with Jimmy's answer there.
Yes.
It is always on the right. People, it is always on the
is
right.
not always
Don't
on
go to
the
the left. I don't
right.
care if you're left-handed. It is
Yeah.
always on the
Yeah.
right. Thanks very much
Assimilate.
for the question.
Every couple has someone on the left.
Next question. Next question.
question.
How does bonsai make trees smaller?
Paul knows the answer to this.
And this is one is sent in by Matsy Bond, at Matsy Bond.
Yes, Matsy Bond.
I don't know the answer.
Oh, you don't?
Firstly,
Wouldn't have a clue.
'Cause you can
awesome.
bonsai.
How awesome are they? These little
They're
mini.
great.
They look like the proper 200-year-old trees, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all-
Well, a little bit. But
No,
not
no,
as
they
much
do.
As, because sometimes they don't have enough leaves. Like, it's not like a perfect tree proportion down.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's
You
close.
should want- 'cause
The
what I
trunks,
want-
though. I'm
trunks
picturing
are
the
great.
trunk.
The trunks
But
are
I
great
want-
with little knots and
I
everything.
want like, but they've only got like 20 leaves or whatever. I want like 1,000 leaves.
Hey,
Tiny little baby leaves.
If you saw through it, does it have the rings to count the age
I reckon it
I
does.
would.
for bonsai?
I reckon it would have.
Yeah.
Are they? How
Yeah.
old are they? A bonsai's old.
How old? Some are.
Yeah.
Some are very young. They're like other trees.
No, but I mean,
So not all the trees were planted at the same time. It's been a process.
what I mean is, I've got the hiccups now.
Oh.
Move on. What I mean is,
Year 3.
I'm struggling. I know I've got the hiccups. If you, like, you know how some of them look like the super old.
Yeah.
Do they need to be super old to look that way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it takes time. They're constantly, like, the whole process is they plant it and then they trim and trim
What
and
do they
trim and
trim?
trim. The leaves.
The roots as well?
No, it wouldn't be trimming the roots because they're inside a pot. And the pot restricts then the size.
I
of
reckon
how
they
tall
trim the
it grows.
roots.
Well, if I know
You have
anything
to pull
about
the thing
roots,
out.
Yeah, I
trim
reckon
it.
they do
but
that.
think about a path, right? Like a big tree, like it just decimates a path. The
Yeah,
roots.
that pot would have
Like
no
that pot's
chance.
got no hope.
Yeah, I reckon they pull them out and trim the roots as well.
What's the question? How does
Just went for a
bonsai
drink. You know when
make...
you go for a drink and you think you got some left and you... Nothing.
Would you like some of mine?
You didn't have that much.
I'm not sharing mine.
Okay. What were you saying?
Mine.
Oh no, well, like the question is how do they make it smaller?
I reckon it
I
just
don't-
doesn't get a chance to grow big. They just cut off
It's
every
really
shoot.
small though.
Cut off every shoot, right?
No.
And the trunk just keeps getting fatter
Hang on a
and
minute.
fatter.
Hang on a minute.
It's like, you know how like a goldfish. A goldfish, if you put a goldfish in a small bowl, it will
Yeah.
only grow to that
How
size.
does it know, eh?
Well, because it goes, mate, if I grow any more, I'm going to
How
get
does it
stuck
know?
in here.
Is
They
it
put
just
a
that
human in a little house, it still grows full grown.
Or does it? I don't
Can
know.
we test that theory? No, but that's
Because
not true.
people keep on walking out.
No, but think about
That's
like
the problem, right?
think about in like Japan and stuff when they value like small feet. So wouldn't women like wear like restrictive shoes so that their feet didn't grow?
Okay,
And
first of all, I think it's China,
Okay, yeah, it was.
not Japan.
Well, now I just sound racist. So thank you, thank you for correcting me. But that works, right?
Well, I think the bones still grew, but
yeah,
they
but I
then
think
grew
it's-
and
well-
twisted. So
Well,
they had like
maybe that's what's happening with the trees.
Oh,
well, no,
it could be.
Maybe they're growing and twisting.
so you know, if you buy a pot from like a potted plant from
Yeah.
a nursery or whatever,
Bunnings?
From Bunnings.
you can have them when they refer to it as potted.
Yeah.
If the roots or comes root bound or whatever, it's because the roots can't go outside of the pot. They
Yeah.
stay in that, and it becomes stunted in its growth.
Oh,
and
so
won't grow.
yeah, but I reckon they cut. I reckon they cut the roots as well.
No, I think if you put it inside of a small bowl, it will become stunted.
How
in
does it
its
start
growth.
though? Like, because
No.
growing a tree right takes ages.
Ages, it's the worst.
So how do you start that process? Like,
Plant a seed.
Seed.
do you
Yeah, I was going to say seed. Used
But
to
hang,
have-
on, hang on. So you
They're all
plant,
planted at the same
so
time.
you
as
plant
well.
a seed of like a big tree.
Yeah,
So you know the biggest trees,
Yeah.
they all start from just a seed.
yeah,
Okay, so you plant that seed
Yeah.
in a little pot, but then it's going to it starts to grow.
yeah. Cut that bit off.
What bit?
The
Any
top
of
bit.
it, anything that grew out,
You sit there waiting.
Yeah, wait.
No.
Luckily, you don't have to. Like you don't have to.
You
just
can go
sit
do
down.
other stuff
Yeah,
for a
they
while
grow that
and come
quick.
back and
Yeah.
check it like in an
Yeah.
hour or something.
But I
in
think
a
the other
couple
thing
of
is it can
days
be
or-
from cuttings as well. So someone might make a cutting, stick it
like
in
a branch.
Yeah, so cut off
Yeah.
a branch, stick it in the ground, and it starts.
And
to
then it
grow roots.
starts to throw roots out.
I think these things are cool. I'm into them.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
then
enough
look-
to do it though. You don't do bonsai.
I don't have any.
Well, are you going to
Are
get
they
into it now?
expensive?
Yeah.
What if you do it yourself?
It sounds very arduous. I
It
don't
also
think
requires an attention span that extends.
Oh yeah,
for a
you
long
wouldn't be able to
time.
do it.
Oh no! Any plant I've ever owned has died very quickly.
Yeah, it's so boring.
Really
isn't it?
quickly.
Yeah.
Who can be bothered to water plants?
Nah.
You know, do your own thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, who waters
That's
the
why.
forest?
That's why I own a cat, right? I don't have a dog or
There
I
we
own a
go.
cat because you know what? Do what you want.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
cat. I don't care.
You still got to feed it, but that's fine.
I mean, it
Well, they
eats.
hunt, don't they?
Yeah,
That's-
hunts
that's one of the
native
problems.
wildlife.
That's the
you know.
problem.
I couldn't tell you what it does. I don't care. Just. Well, I think we've been through this in an early
Yeah, I
episode. I
think
don't see
we
the
did,
point of
actually.
pets. I don't. Pets are pointless.
Yeah, we have gone
So
through
I
it.
think what was the question?
So, how does bonsai make trees smaller?
They just don't get a chance to grow.
It's
big.
just
So
restricting
anything that's
them.
growing up, they're chopping off, and the root system becomes confined.
No,
inside
I reckon
a
you
space.
cut the roots.
Is it
That's
like a
what we're
full-time
unsure of.
like bonsai person?
No, because
Yeah,
every time
stacks
you pull a
what a
plant
job.
out of the
Yeah.
ground,
Yeah.
it goes into stress and it dies.
How does it know it's been pulled out of the ground?
It bloody hurts.
how does it not? How does it?
It screams. That's what vegans don't eat that sort of
I'll
thing.
tell you
Trees
that, yeah.
scream.
Yeah. Oh, it's horrible.
No,
It's torture to the poor little
vegans
things.
Tell you.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't have a nervous system, but they
they feel it.
feel it, man.
All right, cool. I think we've adequately
three?
answered that. No, we've got another one.
good.
We've got one more.
I'm ready. Yeah, good.
Oh,
good.
I read it. I already
here's
know.
something
I know
there.
what the question is.
Oh,
Yeah, Paul
I'll
does
look
that.
at it.
Here we go.
I want to hear it from Ryan.
How do we see different colours?
Oh, freaking hell.
For
Well-
example, how do you Jimmy and I know that we're seeing the same
Yeah,
colour
I've
there.
often wondered
Oh,
that.
how do we all know that
Green is green.
when we all look at that, we're all seeing it the same way?
We don't. Wait, I want to say perception is reality.
Oh, this is.
That's deep, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
I don't like that.
How do we see different? I feel like
I've
the
got
question's
one.
actually asking.
I may have interpreted it
Yeah,
differently.
I've
that's all.
interpreted the question different to you. As
You
in-
might have read it wrong.
As in,
Let me
like,
read. I'm looking at it.
We see red, we see blue. How do we see them as
Yeah,
different
how does
colours?
our brain interpret
Like,
them
what makes them
differently?
a different colour?
Wavelength.
No,
Yeah,
no.
light wavelength.
No, but the light has nothing to do with oh, hello.
Light wavelength. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So everything we see, what we're saying is everything we see has light reflecting off it. Otherwise, it would appear what colour, Jimmy?
Black.
Was that this episode?
No,
No.
that was a previous episode. If
No.
you haven't seen that one, go back and have a
The
listen.
absence of light is black.
Go on.
So what we're saying is when it hits that,
Absence of heat. Go.
Cold.
Nice. All right, that's all I got for those.
Okay.
Really just light, dark, hot, cold. That's it. Are there
Done.
any others?
no, there is absence of dry is.
Wet.
You're nailing it.
Nah, it's absence of wet is dry.
Okay, okay.
Doesn't
Go
matter.
backwards.
They go both ways.
No, it matters.
Goes both ways.
It doesn't go both ways.
It does.
Because the absence of cold is not hot. It's nothing. So, you're like, take away the cold, you don't have heat.
I got
Anyway,
it right.
go on.
That is true.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. So what you're saying is when the light hits something, depending on the colour of the object, it changes the way the waveform then hits our eyes.
Okay, so different things reflect different types of light.
Yeah.
Like speed. Is it about speed?
What? The drug or the...
No, the
wavelength.
The wavelength. Is it a speed thing?
Is there speed still?
Like
in
it
the
moves-
drug?
Yeah,
No,
there
I
is.
remember that ad that used to be on TV all the time.
Yeah.
I think it's ice now.
Oh, it's ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Cool drug, hey?
couldn't tell you. But I hear it destroys families and
Yeah,
lives.
it's not good.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
Yeah.
not good to do it.
No, don't do it.
So let's get back to
Definitely
the point at hand.
Like the
You're
speed
saying-
of the wave moving. Is that the
No,
colour?
the wavelength.
Speed of it?
So,
But how does
no,
how
How
does,
light,
long it
no,
is.
light,
How
light-
long it is.
How long the wavelength is.
but that
How
doesn't
long it takes?
No, how the distance between the peak and the trough of the wave. Like this bit, and then this bit. You know, waves does this
Okay,
business, right?
so if it's got the smaller the peak and trough,
The shorter the wavelength.
the darker or lighter the colour is.
Oh, I have no idea. But the
you're suggesting that's
different colours have different wavelength.
yep.
Radar.
I would guess different colours
know.
have different
Okay,
wavelengths.
so-
Yeah, they do. That's why at sunset everything looks red because the red has a longer wavelength, I think, so it can get through the atmosphere better than the blue, which gets knocked out. And
But
that's why everything looks red.
so
all of
I'd
a
agree
sudden.
with that. That's coloured lights. So
Yeah.
you can have warmer and cooler lights and that sort of thing, and those wavelengths are different. But I go to Bunnings to buy my paint,
Yeah.
and I've got all of those different
All the
colours
colour
there.
palettes.
What you're saying is every single one of those is reflecting light back to me at a different wavelength.
Yeah, that's why you can see them differently, I think. Yeah, it has to be. Yes.
Ryan
No, I
doesn't.
don't feel
Ryan's
it.
not.
I'm not
What do
feeling
you
it.
reckon?
Yeah, what do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, nah, that's it. I'm right about that. Probably.
Well, I'm just trying to figure it out. Like everything that we see is light reflecting off it. So
Yeah.
it must have something to do with that. But I just don't see how light reflecting off a flat surface would change.
Flat or not?
When you see something, it is only because light has bounced off it and come to you.
Light got into your eye.
Yeah. So because it's bounced off it,
Yeah.
it needs to then identify what that color is by the way it's bounced and reflected.
You'll notice I'm very quiet during this
love-
discussion.
yeah,
I have
yeah.
no idea what's happening right now. I don't understand.
Okay, so the only way you see things is that light
Yep.
gets into your eye.
Yeah. Otherwise, black.
That's why it doesn't. That's why it doesn't matter how far away things are.
Whoa.
Right? The light comes to you.
Doesn't matter how far away things are.
Yeah. So you don't look at the thing.
But then
the
some
light
things-
just comes to your eye,
And
right?
it goes inside your eyeball.
And goes inside your eye. So
What if you got bad vision? What's that got to do with?
that's just an extra. It
sucks.
It sucks. Yeah, you get glasses.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a superpower.
Okay, go
I'm
on.
long-sighted.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not much of a superpower though because I have to wear glasses when I'm.
Hang on, let me
using computer
just
monitor.
walk away from you. So you can,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
It's all distorted right now.
Hang on, you'd be able to see all the way to the stars.
I can. I can. Aliens don't exist.
I've seen.
Because the stars are not that close.
No, they're pretty far away. I'm
alright.
really good at when you see go to the optometrist and they get you
Yeah.
to read the thing on the back of the
Yeah.
wall. Oh, I nail that.
First line, killing it.
All of it. I nail it all.
Oh, really?
Bottom line?
I don't know. Probably not. It's probably too
That-
small.
Yeah, they don't actually really make you worry about the bottom line.
No.
Why have it?
Oh,
no.
it's, I feel like the bottom line's there is just to prove to you that you're
you've been-
not as good as you think you are.
If you've been if you've been a smart ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, really?
Yeah, really? All right, Mr. Looky CC.
Yeah, read the bottom line.
Have a
Then you
look.
read it out and they go, that's not the bottom line.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah, you
You
can't
know what?
even
It
see
probably
it.
isn't even in focus. It's probably blurry.
Yeah, that's right.
So even if you've got 20/20 vision, I don't feel we've got this.
All right,
question.
here's what I reckon the actual answer is.
Oh, okay. So the previous one was just playing.
No, it was
you were
half
just
of
playing.
it. Here's what I reckon.
What he was doing, he was lowering himself down to our,
Oh, isn't he so good as a super thinker?
and now he's going to.
All right, so I think different wavelengths. Light has different types of light have different wavelengths, and then all your eye does is just pick up the wavelength, transport it into your brain, and your brain then goes, "Oh, okay."
I'm not sure if you noticed, but Ryan
let's
just did
just-
flappy hands.
Did a click and flappy, yeah.
So he's
and then your
got
brain
something.
just goes, "Oh, okay. Well, look, if we get in this combination of these different wavelengths, we'll just create this image in our mind."
Yeah.
I think that's
Okay.
what happens.
So
Oh, and it's upside down.
every image.
Remember that? Remember that thing when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some little mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, switch it over.
Every surface that has some form of color on it will absorb certain colors in from the light. So if light is white,
Yeah.
it is the full range of colors. It
Yeah.
will absorb the colors that it is not and
Yeah.
reflect.
Shoots back the others.
Wait, so
shoot
we're
back.
actually
So it is.
seeing the
Yeah.
opposite to what something is. So if we see something that's green, it's really the opposite of green because we're seeing the colors that aren't there.
That
No.
it can't hang on to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're seeing the colours it can't keep.
So that's technically not the color it is because
Yeah.
it's keeping the other
Keepers.
colors.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
In the same way, it's the reverse.
So the world's like negative,
Yeah.
upside down negative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that is
Alright.
it. Yeah, because white is all colors of the spectrum.
And if there's no color, it's black.
Like water.
No, there's no light. Sorry.
Because there's so many colors that our human eye cannot detect, like the differences between them.
Is there?
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, then
Hey,
they
you-
don't exist then.
Hey, you notice?
Do they exist?
They do
Or do
exist
they
because
exist as wavelengths?
because so
Like,
on
does
computer
light
programs.
exist if there's no eye to turn it into an image? No, sorry, does colour exist?
Hey,
if
you know
there's
when
no
I want to
brain
interrupt for a
turn it
minute.
into an image?
It's all black.
It's all black.
You know when you're watching TV, and
Yeah.
there's an ad for another TV that's a better TV than yours.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And in that ad, they want to show you how good the picture is. So
the
they show
colours
you,
are brighter
so they show
and-
you a better picture.
Oh.
But I can still see that picture through the TV.
Through
that I'm
my
watching.
inferior black and white TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all just black and white.
Yeah.
Don't shut up about your 16
So,
billion
yeah,
colours.
Yeah, you just
There's two
you
colours.
just tried to demonstrate to me how good your picture is on my average TV.
That's right. Didn't look that good.
No, it's,
Cool. All right, we're happy with that.
yeah.
He didn't
There we
want to
go.
talk about your TV anymore.
Three.
No.
Nah,
Done with that.
Ryan
I
did
don't-
not like that little.
I don't want to hear about your crappy black and white TV.
I don't have a black and white TV.
Guys, if you've got any sponsors out there, Sony, Panasonic, if you want to send through a TV to
Yeah.
Jimmy, to give.
my TV's remote control still has a cable.
Oh, yes.
Oh, remember that? Remember when you had to get up and go click, click, click?
Worse.
Yeah, I do.
Remember when you used to watch TV?
No, remember bunny ears?
It wasn't
Oh,
on
it's
never.
No, you remember when you had to move the
I don't have an
move
aerial
the bunny
anymore.
ears
Yeah.
on top of your TV for, if you change stations?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, oh no, I
the
can't.
worst.
Oh, it's channel.
Yes, you
Can't
go.
get Channel 7.
Yeah. Oh, you can if you hold it.
Oh,
Get
great.
someone to stand over there and hold
Billy,
it.
you hold it. We'll see you in an hour.
There we go, guys. Thanks for listening to another episode.
Alright.
We've got 3 questions there successfully answered for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe us on the podcast app, wherever you listen to us. And otherwise, if you've got any questions that you want us to answer, we're more than happy for you to send them in and we can do our best to figure them out. Otherwise, we'll catch you next time.